Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be talking about recognizing, reading, and writing numbers up to 500. So, to begin, let's review. In order to recognize, read, and write numbers up to 500, we need to talk about place value. So when we talk about place value, we're talking about hundreds, tens, and units. So in this example I have for you, it is 426. 400 is in the 4 is in the hundred spot, 2 is in the 10 spot, and 6 is the amount of units we have. So this number is 426. Remember, when we are reading a number, we start all the way to the left with the largest place value, which is the hundreds place, and we read all the way to the right. So we start with the 4 in the hundreds place, 420, and then 6 is all the way to the right. And that is how we read and also how we write. So if I were to say to you, write the number 426, you would start with the largest place value and write that number first. Alright, boys and girls, let's practice recognizing and reading these numbers. Remember to ask how many place values do you see. Also remember to start with the first and largest place value when reading the number. Okay, let's begin. Alright, here's our first number. Ask how many place values do you see? I see 3 place values. So I know my first number is going to be an amount of hundreds that I have. I'm going to start with the largest place value when reading the number and read all the way from the left to the right. So I have 300. I have 367. This number is 367. Let's go to our next number. Start at the left, 192. Okay, this one is a little bit different. I see I only have 2 place values, so that means I will not have any hundreds. The 3 is in the tens spot. So here I have 3 tens. We know 3 tens are 30, so this number is 34. Next number, start all the way to the left, 125. Back up here, 200, I don't see any tens, and I see 8 units, so this number is 208. 489. Try one on your own. Read this number to yourself. Okay, let's check your answer. This number is 333. All right, boys and girls, we're going to move on. We're going to write these numbers. So for this, you need a paper and a pen in front of you. Go ahead and take a second to grab a paper and a pen or pencil. All right, boys and girls, I am going to say a list of numbers, and I want you to write the number that I say. I'm going to start off a little bit easier. Your first number to write is the number 59. Okay, let's check your answer. This is the number 59. Okay, your next number is 91. Okay, check your answer. Awesome. The next number for you is 107. Careful, this could be a little tricky. The number is 107. Okay, let's check your answer. All right, we have 6 more numbers. I'm going to say them first, and then we will check them all at the end. Your next number is 261. 261. Okay, your next number is 375. 375. Okay, your next number is 422. 422. Your next number is 390. 390. Okay, your next number is 203. 203. And your last number is 150. 150. All right, let's check your answers. Go back to after 107 came 261. Let's check your answer. That is the number 261. Next, 375. Check your answer. Is that what you wrote? Give yourself a kiss to the brain if that's what you wrote. 422 came next. 390 was the next number after that. 203. That was a little bit tricky. Kiss your brain if you got that one. And 150. Great work, boys and girls. Recognizing, reading, and writing these numbers. It's time for a game. Pick someone at home to play this game with, or you can just play it against me. What's going to happen is numbers will appear on the screen. You have to try to name them faster than I or your other opponent do. Remember, you don't get a point unless you say the number correctly. Remember those tips that I gave you. Think, how many place values do I have? And start from the left with the biggest place value and you read to the right. If you're playing with someone else, see who gets the most numbers correct. If you're playing against me, give yourself a point every time you say the number before I do. All right, let's begin. Your first number is 190. Okay, so if you said that before I did, you get a point. Next number. 49. Okay, it's going to get harder. Next number. 106. All right, it's going to speed up and it's going to get a little bit harder. See if you can say the number before I do. 319. 275. 89. 348. 234. Awesome. Pause right there, boys and girls. How many of those numbers did you say correctly? Did you read correctly? If you read all of them correctly, that is amazing work. If you did not, that is okay. You could go back and try it again. Play me again. All right, boys and girls, we're going to be practicing writing. This is going to be on your own. Let the games continue. Now that we have practiced reading them, we are going to practice writing them as well. I'm going to say 7 different numbers. As I say the number, you will write it down. Try to beat me by writing all 7 numbers correctly. There will be an answer key at the end for you to check your work. Okay, your first number is 416. Write the number 416. Your next number is 358. 358. Your next number is 193. 193. Your next number is 37. 37. Your next number is 124. 124. Your next number is 289. 289. And your last number to write is 312. 312. Okay, let's check your work. Use the answer key. The first number I gave was 416, 358, 193, 37, 124, 289, and 312. If you wrote all those correctly, you are exactly where you need to be. Amazing work, boys and girls.